Hello and welcome back to Bigfoot Lake. Tonight's story takes us on a journey deep into a creepy wetland in southeastern Massachusetts. This nearly 17,000 acre area goes by the name of Hockomock Swamp. It is a part of the larger area of mystery known as the Bridgewater Triangle. The name Hockomock is an Algonquin term meaning place where spirits dwell. The bloody history of the swamp likely contributes to that name, along with the swamp being used as a sacred burial ground for the Native Americans. The Hockomock is often referred to as the Hockomock. The Wampanoag tribe worshipped and feared Hockomock, their chief deity of death and disease. Hockomock, composed of human souls of the dead, was thought to dwell in the swamp. Many legends and stories have become part of the lore of the swamp. It is still to this day a place of mystery and fear. The Hockomock Swamp draws much attention from paranormal enthusiasts who keep coming back to the dark forest and the murky waters. Tonight's story is one sent in by a friend who has quite a history with the area as she grew up there. So, with all of that being said, let's dive into tonight's mystery. A story sent to us from Crazy Irish. She writes, "Oh boy, do I have a story about Hockomock Swamp for you. I have hunted in the Hockomock Swamp area in the daytime. You could get a good deer back in the day, but never had I gone at night. Still to this day, even driving through it at night, I get the heebie-jeebies. Even though a lot of the area is now built up, I still get freaked out a bit. This is my story from when I was 15, the summer of 1990. A group of friends and I, 7 of us total, went to explore an Indian bridge in the swamp. The rumor was that you may just see a ghostly, zombie-like hand reach up through the rock bridge as you crossed it. Also, we wanted to check out Devil's Island, which, according to legend, when the swamp would get flooded, directly in the middle, a small island would appear, and on the island was a large but dead-looking tree. It's been said that a demon called that island home. We all just wanted to see if any of it was true. Was there anything or anyone out there? You know, curious kid stuff. To see if the stories we've heard around town were true in any way. So we got there on a Saturday night, after midnight. But when we got there, the path to the Indian bridge was washed out due to the rain we had that morning. So instead, we went down the other path, towards Devil's Island. We got halfway down the path, about a mile, and it got muckier and muckier. It was so bad that we turned around to head back. And as we were walking back, we could hear footsteps to the left of us, coming from the area near the path to the Indian bridge. The two paths were separated by a small stream. Every time we moved, so did it. You could hear the wet ground squish under its feet. The footsteps were very heavy sounding, not like ours. A friend and I noticed that you could see through the trees to the other path, so we all stopped to look to see if there was a way to get to the other path. And as we stared over at that other path, something very, very big and tall moved, like it was moving towards us. The moon was out, and it illuminated it just enough to see. Then we all noticed the smell. A horrible, rotten, trashy, dead meat, musky smell. I'll never forget that smell, and have never smelled anything that could compare to that unforgettable night. So we booked it towards the end of the path where our truck was, and noticed the footsteps were no longer following us. When we caught our breaths, we started to listen. It was dead quiet, not a sound from the woods. No sounds of the water that trickled from the stream. No crickets. No summer bugs buzzing. Dead quiet. Then that smell came back again. When we looked back at the path, we noticed over to the right that the huge tree on Devil's Island had a huge shadow standing next to it. And the scream it made, nothing like I've ever heard. Not until I was 20 years old and watched a documentary about Bigfoot and the Bridgewater Triangle. What the fudge? You can share this story and say it's from me. Sincerely, Crazy Irish. Wow, what an amazing experience. Thanks again to Crazy Irish for sharing her story with us. Very much appreciated. So, if you have a story you would like to share, please reach out to us. And the next time you find yourself close to Hockomock Swamp, especially after dark, maybe you'd be better off taking the long way around. Thanks for listening to tonight's story. Hope to see you back soon here at Bigfoot Lake. Have a great night.